This is Action Sports Jax First and 10 Training Camp, sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
Nah, just Calvin Ridley and Tyson Campbell.
Simple as that. Tyson Campbell, Calvin Ridley. They are not just two players. They are the headline matchup so far in this young training camp for the Jags. A couple more battles today between the receiver and the corner. The Jaguars' playoff push at the tail end of last season cured some warts of that football team. Everyone, welcome to First and 10 Training Camp. I'm Brent Martineau, and I'm talking about two areas the Jags struggled in statistically last season. They were the second worst team in missed tackles, and they had the most drops by the pass catchers in the NFL. The receivers have been the story of camp in a good way so far. Well, not really this morning. Calvin Ridley, the star of camp, had a rough day. At least 4 drops by our count. Several other receivers dropping passes too. Just a bad day, or is it a trend? We will find out. The drops happened in the portions of practice we are not allowed to video. The good news is Ridley did practice. He sat out some of the session Tuesday because of a sore toe. Turns out that was a cleat issue, and he participated fully today. Kind of feels like the drops were the first negative of Jags Camp 2023. Started to rain on the Sunshine and Rainbows Parade. Jags in pads for a second day, and there were some notable performances. Walker Little looking good. Devin Lloyd continues to play well. The highly contested one-on-ones where we saw some of the drops also showcased a lot of competition on this squad. Team coverage from Action Sports Jax. Olivia Tasley on Tyson Campbell. But first, it's Marcel Robinson. And a couple of things are clear. It's still early in camp, and the head coach likes the makeup of his team.
With 7 days in the books at training camp, we're literally 1 week into camp. We've liked what we've seen so far. Still very early in terms of answering some of the questions that we had following the end of last season, heading into this season. But head coach Doug Peterson likes what he sees thus far.
I think it's still early. You know, today's day 2 of pads. I mean, we got to see these preseason games and these practices. We joint practice with Detroit in a couple of weeks, and we'll see a little bit more there. But it's still a bit early, but, they are progressing in the right way.
When you look at this Jaguars roster, it's hard to imagine this team not being one of the better teams in the league. That being said, head coach Doug Peterson knows that it's not just about having the right pieces to the puzzle. It's all about putting them in the right position.
I mean, on paper, you think, okay, yeah, you could probably be a decent football team and compete and be there at the end. But a lot of things factor into that. You just don't go out on a limb and say, hey, we're going to be this.
Now the players will be back on the field on Thursday. They will get that day off on Friday, which is going to be much needed because head coach Doug Peterson says those 3 days of Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, well, those are probably going to be the dog days of summer when it comes to Jaguars training camp. Plenty of work to be done, but it's definitely going to be cool. At the Miller Electric Center, Marcel Robinson, Action Sports Jax.
Injury report, Anton Harrison nursing a right shoulder injury in and out of some of the team periods. Jags, of course, are going to be cautious this time of year. Roy Robertson-Harris left yesterday's practice when he overheated. He was in the cold tub after practice today, looking refreshed. Andre Cisco has hamstring tightness. Cisco part of a secondary that includes Tyson Campbell. As Olivia Tasley reports, the corner out of Georgia has welcomed all the expectations.
The goal is to always get 1% better, and for Tyson Campbell, that came in 3 stages. Looking back at the tape, getting physically and mentally stronger, and going up against Calvin Ridley.
He's going to make Sundays so much easier for me, and I'm going to do the same for him. So I'm just a competitor. I love competing, with anybody. So, and he's a great player. Got a receiver that can run every route in the route tree. Fast, quick, good hands. As a DB, I gotta bring my A game each and every week.
Another factor that's helping Tyson improve his game is the fact that this secondary is nearly exactly the same. So everyone's chemistry is feeding well off of each other. At the Miller Electric Center, I'm Olivia Tasley, Action Sports Jax.
Well, there's been a theme on second year in the system with this Jags team, offense and defense. One player that could really impact this squad is benefiting from that notion. The story coming up next. And hello, Austin Lane, the former Jags player, my co-host on ESPN 690, current UFC fighter. He was checking out the new amenities today at the Mech. Austin getting ready for a rematch with Justin Tafa after the fight in Jacksonville got called early due to an inadvertent eye poke. Austin and Tafa fight September 10th. That is the Jags' regular season opening game. Austin will be in Australia in the cage during that football game.
You're watching Action Sports Jacks, 1st and 10, Training Camp. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.
We continue to keep an eye on this big Jaguars rookie class. A lot of Anton Harrison talk. I like what I see from Brenton Strange so far as well. The second-round pick played tight end at Penn State. He looks versatile and physical and might be on the field quite a bit. It'll be fun to watch how the Jags use the rookie this season. Welcome back to 1st and 10 Training Camp. I'm Brent Martineau. That rookie class figures to play more of a supporting role than a starring role on this team. Harrison could be the exception at right tackle. Another note, all of a sudden, the tight end room looks pretty strong here in Jacksonville. One of the big signings from last season was Foley Fatukasi in the middle of the Jags defense, and you can make the case he was the most disappointing player on the roster last year for the Jags. The free agents all played a major role, but Fatukasi never got in a groove, battling injuries and inconsistent play. He's got the attention right now of the head coach early in camp.
And I'll tell you this, Foley has really shown up in the first few days of camp here, and I think that's, again, the progression of being in our system second year, just understanding what our expectations are for him.
Fatukasi, Devon Hamilton, Roy Robertson Harris. That's a formidable trio and some major investments on the front for the Jags.
Herbert. Throwing, popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off by the Jaguars.
Oh, that was fun. Devin Lloyd had an interesting season a year ago. Jags traded back into the first round to get him. He got hurt in camp, missed most of it, played excellent in the first month with interceptions and fumble recoveries like these. He got benched, then he got back on the field, and now he's ready for year 2.
Feeling good, and everybody's really just more comfortable going in the defense the second year. Everybody knows where we're supposed to be. We're working off each other, and I personally feel a lot better, you know.
That makes sense, obviously, right? Year 2 of anything. But what does it mean to feel comfortable with what they're calling and then how you can translate that to your play?
Well, now I can think about how the offense is attacking me and where the rest of my guys are and fit off of them. You know, in college, late in my career especially, I made so many plays just off of knowing where everyone is going to be and beating them to it, not being attacked by the offense, but almost attacking the offense.
Did you need to see yourself fit well early in camp at all to continue to give you that confidence, or did you kind of expect it based off what you did in the spring as well?
Yeah, I mean, I expected it even the end of last year. I really started to understand a little bit more, and I think it just goes back to the study habits and really just mastering everybody's responsibility, not just myself. And so, because things change all the time, and so really it's just mastering everybody else's responsibility as well. And then whenever you have the opportunity to come out on the field, obviously, every rep you take is just experience, and, all experience is good.
When we sat down in April, you looked like a new man, a refreshed guy. How much has that paid off and even contributed to where you are mentally and physically?
Yes. I was definitely refreshed, getting time away from last year and just getting to reset. Really getting to look at things from a whole new perspective, getting to sit back, heal my body, recover my mind, and I mean, now going into this second year, like you said, I do feel so much different.
What do you see from a defense that has a lot of guys coming back in the same system and obviously plays with a lot of talent?
Well, I just get chills thinking about it, knowing all the big, physical, smart, fast people that we have on our defense and on the offense as well. I mean, we expect to be a top 5 defense. That's our mindset. We know that from last year to this year, it's going to be 2 different defenses.
Well, we started the Committed to the Uncommitted program a couple of years ago, coming out of the pandemic. It's a program that helps get under-recruited athletes noticed and hopefully helps find them a home to play college ball. We did it in football season, and today handed out 2 $2,000 scholarships to baseball player Devin Outlaw from Oakleaf and softball player Lily Urbina from West Nassau. The presentation at Nimnicht Buick GMC, the scholarship supported by Nimnicht, iCryo, and St. John's and Divoli's House of Cards. Hear from the kids by watching Brent and Friends on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to Action Sports Jacks. Catch the show daily, 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. on ESPN 690. We continue to grow that program. It was a lot of fun out there this afternoon. Lily, by the way, going to New College of Florida in Sarasota to play softball. Devin headed to Fayetteville Technical Community College in North Carolina. Good luck to both of them. Jags get back after it in the morning and gear up for a big-time stretch Saturday, Sunday, Monday, maybe the 3 hardest days of camp. We'll be there for all of it. 1st and 10 Training Camp again tomorrow night. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks for watching Action Sports Jax First and 10 Training Camp. Sponsored by Farah & Farah, the exclusive personal injury law firm of the Jaguars.